Great job, Zaid. Thank you. We're going to hire you.
I'm sorry, I have to learn things all over again, okay? Patience and understanding is definitely appreciated. No matter your age, your size, the color of your eyes, your hair, your skin, you are welcome here. No matter how you came here, if you came alone or with others, you are welcome here. No matter whom you love or how you speak, or whatever your abilities, you are welcome here. Whether you come with laughter in your hearts or tears in your eyes, you are welcome here. Now, if you come with an open mind, a loving heart, and willing hands, believe me, you are welcome here. Welcome to the First Unitarian Universalist Church of New Orleans, a congregation gathered in love since 1833 to seek wholeness and to work for justice in the world. My name is Janice, and my pronouns are she and her. If you are a visitor, would you please stand so that we can greet you? Or raise your hand, it doesn't matter. Oh, welcome. Welcome. Today, the Reverend Denise Graves is going to be our service leader. She's our guest minister. And she is a graduate of the St. Paul School of Technology and the University of Kansas with multiple degrees. She is a member of the Church of the Larger Fellowship, president of the Universalist Women's Federation, and has been an intimate relationship with the Universalist community across the United States for more than 30 years. She has served as an anti-racism dialogue facilitator with Chelsea, worked as an interfaith organizer with the International PICO Network, and is currently works with Together New Orleans, an organization mentor for Step Up Louisiana, and is a key trainer for organizing for Mission Network with ELCA. Everybody welcome Reverend Dr. Denise Graves.
If you will rise with me in body or spirit as we light our chalice. And read with me, please, the text in the order of worship. But first I'm gonna. From the power of our memory and history, with high hopes for the days that lie ahead, we gather to craft the destiny we share with one another. We gather with faith in the practice of democracy. We gather with hearts and minds open to the wisdom in every voice among us. In our gathering, may we dream and design a bold future. May we bring our best selves to this service And may we dream these dreams and do this work with love. Amen and blessed be. And now the opening.
Rekindle this light and salvation, the love shall be shared.
And that was our choral response that got left out of the order of worship. I'm going to have to fire the person who did that. And now our opening hymn is number 318, If You'll Remain As You Are, and it's in the gray hymnal. We would be one. Please be seated.
Can y'all hear me? Yeah. Okay. Hi. So for our time for all ages today,
Of course.
Thank you. Okay, how's this? For our time for all ages today, we're going to talk to each other a little bit. So you can stay in your seats. First, I'm going to read you a parable. And this is called The Story of the Three Bricklayers. Has anybody heard this story before? No? Apparently Jesus talked about it sometimes, but maybe not in the Bible. I don't really know. I haven't studied the Bible, but it's a cool story. So I'm going to read it to you. After the first great fire of 1666, probably Jesus wasn't talking about 1666. There's different versions of this that happened earlier. Anyways, in this version, it's 1666. We're in London. There was a fire. Everything is destroyed. You know, relatable. The world's most famous architect, Christopher Wren, was commissioned to rebuild St. Paul's Cathedral. So one day, it's now 1671, Christopher Wren, the architect, is walking around and he goes and sees 3 bricklayers working on this cathedral. One is crouched, doing the bricks. One is kind of like half standing, laying bricks. And one is standing tall. He's working very hard and very fast. So Christopher goes over to the first bricklayer and he says, "What are you doing?" And the first bricklayer says, "I'm a bricklayer. I'm working hard. I'm laying bricks to feed my family." And the second bricklayer says, "I'm a builder. I'm building the wall." And then he goes over to the third bricklayer. This guy has made the most progress. He's working up here. And he says, "What are you doing?" And this bricklayer says, with a gleam in his eye, "I am a cathedral builder. I am building a great cathedral to the great Almighty." So like I said, there are many versions of this story. But in each version, there's 3 people working on the same wall, doing the same work, but with totally different perspectives. So my question for y'all is, how do you think those 3 different bricklayers felt? How does it feel to be like, "I'm just putting bricks on the ground"? Exhausting. It's just a job. Just trying to get through the day. And how do you think it feels to be like, "I'm building a cathedral to the highest power that I believe in"? Exciting. Really awesome. I saw Justin kind of go like this. Yeah. So today, we're having a little ceremony to install the governing leadership of our church. But we're a really small church, which means pretty much everyone in this room is a leader. And I see we have some visitors, and I bet y'all are doing some cool leadership stuff in your own world, or in your own families, in your own lives and spiritual development. So I want you to get in little groups. They can be pairs, they can be 3 people, whoever's around you that you feel like talking to, and talk about, what is your brick? What is the thing that you're doing every day that's kind of just like the task? What is your wall? What is the project you're working on? And what is the cathedral that you're building? If you don't like metaphors, you could also just talk about, what is your purpose? What is your sacred why? So I'll give you all a few minutes to do that. how's everybody doing? You need another minute, or anybody want to share? All right, one more minute, wrap up your convos. All right, let's start coming back together.
Or evolution. Been there.
Thank you. Can I have a few people share something they talked about? Anybody want to share? If y'all are still talking, I'm going to make you share. I'm looking at you. Would you like to share what you're talking about? Yes! Thank you.
I said that both my day-to-day drudgery laying of the bricks, but also my aspirational cathedral would be the raising of my family, and then trying to, sometimes you get bogged down in the minutia of the everyday and just trying to get food on the table and get them to school, but also hoping that we're building a better world for them and for the children coming into the world.
Hallelujah. Anyone else? Yeah.
Well, we just met Tom, and Tom is opening a new restaurant where Horns was on Charter Street. And so Tom is bogged down with opening a restaurant, but yet he's so excited about opening a restaurant. And so, good luck, Tom.
One more, yeah, Henry. Jafia, 2 people. Fight it out. Just kidding. Y'all can both share.
Well, I actually didn't talk about this, but I thought about it during the story, is that Evelyn and I are trying to build a school in Haiti to be finished by October 1st when the school starts there. And so that's a very aspirational, cathedral-like goal for the education of a very troubled country these days. And it involves tons of work. Evelyn's on the phone literally every single day for 5 to 7 hours, managing the project long distance, something that she really knows nothing about, construction management and buying wood and having concrete to live it, etc. So it really resonated with the theme of your story.
I was thinking about leadership and like the leaders that as we study in the anti-racism, we're studying some things about our history. And I think about all the leaders of the past. And when I think about them, I think about that they're only there, and I know about the history of this church because there were leaders. And I think about wanting to be a leader today, and also wanting to make sure that maybe Zaid will be one of the leaders tomorrow. And that's exciting to me.
Thank you, everyone. As y'all are all sharing, I'm thinking about the ripple effects that every little thing y'all do has and have had on me and on each other. So thank you. So, children, I only see one today, are welcome to remain in the chapel for the service, or can head to our kids' room. Yeah! For our visitors, please know we value intergenerational community, and we welcome people of all ages to engage with and learn from our worship services. So if anyone of any age would like some activities, fidgets, toys to help them be more present with the service, there are pew packs in the back behind Brad. And you can help yourselves. Please return them after the service. And as I mentioned, there's a kids room, which Zaid was very excited about, where we'll be doing some guided learning and play about our UU values. If you want to learn more about our religious exploration programming, you can find a member of our RE team during coffee hour. That's me, Sarah, Lane, and Michael Martin, who's in the kids room. Thanks, y'all.
Good morning. I've been playing double dutch. So when do I get up? When do I get up? As we enter into the time of meditation and time for silence, I'm inviting you to speak the names of those who are in need of prayer and ministries into the room. Belinda, Teresa, let us hold these beloveds in our heart. Following today's prayer, we will share a moment of silence, which you can use for meditation or the prayers of your heart. We will close the silence by singing, "Voice Still and Small." Today's prayer is by Elizabeth B. Stunner. The world of beauty and love is coming. Spirit of life, love which holds us, we gather in reverence and thanks for you. We are grateful for the gift of another breath and for each moment of connection, beauty, and truth. Cry with us in our pain for our world. Remind us that we are loved just as we are. Remind us that we are connected with all that is. Remind us that we do not journey alone. Give us what we need for today. Call us back to our promises, commitment, and values. Help us to love ourselves and each other. And to show that love in our actions, make us instruments of your justice, your equity, and compassion. Free us from all that is evil, and deliver and declare that life and love are stronger than tyranny and fear. That is a world of beauty and love is coming, and we must shape it together. May it be so. Let us enter into our moment of silence. Welcome to our annual board appreciation and installation ceremony. Something unique about Unitarian Universalist churches is that we are governed by elected officials who serve the vision and mission of the church. The congregation selects members of the church and puts their trust, confidence, and faith in their leadership to make decisions with the holistic welfare of the congregation in its heart. The commitment of work of our elected church board is integral to the church life in a sacred service in our community. To serve as a board member is a spiritual responsibility and requires a devotion to this community. which deserves to be honored and recognized through ceremony. The board is guided by the vision and mission of this church. If and when we lose our way, it is a vision and mission that brings us back to the heart of what we are and where we are going. Let us read our vision and mission aloud together, that we may all be reminded of the charge of our congregation. By joyously living our UU principles, First Unitarian Universalist Church of New Orleans serves as a stalwart beacon of liberal religious faith, a catalyst for lifespan, spiritual growth, and social justice. Our mission is to offer joyful, mind-expanding worship services, provide opportunities for fellowship and spiritual development for children, youth, young adults, and adults, promote social change, and inspire service to the larger community. May it be so.
At this time, I'd like to call up our retiring members, board members, members at large. Krista, if y'all would come up to the front, please. Christopher Brown, Javia Christos Rogers, and Noel Twilbeck. Y'all are going to have time to applaud. Hold your applause now. We're going to applaud. If you would come up here, please. Or I guess down there, that would be easier. Just stand, yeah, turn around, please. So, lest you think that they are retiring, I will let you know that Christopher Brown continues his work with TNO with a good group of others that are doing it. Yay. Jafia has moved to the nominating committee where she works with Steve Bergeron and I, and we are continuing to work on filling this board and next year's board. And Noel is just going to slide right into co-leading with Lane the annual budget drive. So they're retiring from the board, but they're not quitting work. And we do want you to know how much we appreciate you, and we have a small token of our gratitude. Yes, if you have a southwest window or a southeast window, they're great hanging there. So this gift is a reminder of the faith you have in this church, the meaningful impact of your leadership, and a spark of hope for your spirit. We are deeply grateful for your dedication and for the sharing of your time and talents. Now, I'm going to invite you to return to your seats. Then as the last order of business, you'll be coming back up to pass off your sash. But first, I'm inviting you, if you would, to ceremonially, you're released from the position, and I invite you to do the dance of release and relief back to your seats. All right, thank you. Yes.
You're not off the hook yet, Beverly. So, in June, Beverly released her presidency, and we did a little bit of acknowledging then, but not enough, never enough, for the wonderful 2 years of service that she gave us. And continues to give us, as our immediate past presidents, a wonderful advisor on our board still. So I wanted to say a few words of appreciation. Beverly Rainbolt accepted the presidency during the midst of a very difficult time. As you may remember, the church was in financial crisis. We had let go of our minister. We were going to have to sell our beloved building. I think a lot of people would have run screaming from the position. I'm sure some people did. But Beverly, who had always steered clear of church governance devotedly, accepted the call to lay leadership in a time when we needed her steady care, her detailed eye, and her joyful hand pulling us forward. I've heard many folks say we would not have gotten through that time without her leadership. It's true that during her 2-year-long presidency, she led us through with joy and care. Using her perspective as a congregant who never wanted to be on the board, she helped our congregation move towards more transparency, to rebuild trust in each other and in our leadership. Drawing on the teachings of grief and magic, she shepherded us through hard decisions, through much change, through heavy releasing. She brought commitment. During the move, she spent countless hours at the church inventorying and planning and drawing calendars on sticky sheets. And through it all, she lifted us up with her wit and with her poetry. Beverly, our poet president, thank you. And though you're still serving as a very important ex officio member of the board, and I could not do this without you, I think you too get to do a little dance of release and relief.
Dance back to my too. And truly, you can ask Justin. He started asking me in late September or early October, and I said no, and no, and no, and no, and I'm moving to Portland, and no. And sometime in February, I think I said, okay. And it has been an absolute joy. Having this community has meant so very much to me. And I don't know why I said that in the past tense, because you're still my community. So thank you.
Absolutely lovely. Thank you. Thank you to all our people switching roles. Thank you. The appointed roles of each board member are unique, though they work in harmony with the rest of the team to create something integrated and meaningful, much like a rainbow. Just like colors, each board position brings to its own vibration of energy that alone can be potent, but together extraordinary. The members at large are orange, shining energy, connection and ingenuity. The secretary is red, shining the energy of vitality, communication, and heart. The treasurer is green, shining the energy of vitality. Oh, sorry, green, I got excited. The treasurer is green, shining the energy of prosperity and growth. The immediate past president maybe I should get glasses. The vice president is blue, shining the energy of loyalty, trust, and faithfulness. The immediate past president is yellow, shining the energy of wisdom and insight. The president is purple, shining the energy of leadership, vision, and dignity. The creation of a new board always brings a fresh flavor to leadership, which is felt throughout the church. We have a remarkable group of people serving this year, so I have complete faith that it will be a delightful new flavor. May this new board be blessed with courage, hope, creativity, and vision. And just so that you know, they just finished a board retreat. So I personally am excited about what's happening in this moment and what will happen to come. Thank you. Membership at large is orange. Will Christopher Brown, Yafia, Crystals Rogers, Evelyn Germain McCarthy, Stephanie Baus, Chris Pixon, and Brad Ott please come forward? I want to thank my phonetic interpreter for bringing me through this moment. No, thank you. For the first name is Wyvelyn? Evelyn. Yeah, I've phonetically spelled your name with an E, you know this, right? Evelyn, Stephanie, Chris, and Brad will be serving as members at large this year. As members at large, you represent the voices of our congregation's members and agree to honor those voices by serving with grace and integrity. You were chosen for your insight, wisdom, and perspective, which will enrich the work of the whole board. Christopher gives orange to Evelyn. It's coordination. And yep. Say it again. Jafia gives orange to Brad Ott. I think orange goes with so many good things. Amy stays in orange until she gets the blue from Barrett. Stephanie wears orange, no change, and Chris stays orange, no change. Please accept these orange sashes to represent your acceptance of this role. As members at large, may you all shine the energy of connection and ingenuity. Congratulations. Let us give them an applause. You may return to your seat. Office of Secretary read. Will Claudia Barker please come forward and stand center stage? Claudia, your role as secretary requires that you use your gifts of communication to maintain an accurate written record of the church. The pages that you write paint a picture of the history of this congregation. for future members and leaders. Claudia, please wear the red sash to represent your ongoing acceptance of this role as a secretary. May you shine the energy of vitality, communication, and heart. Congratulations. Let's applause. Office of Treasurer, green. That's like the Price is Right run. Justin, the office of treasurer is an important one, for you must accept responsibility of receiving, recording, distributing funds, using your gifts of organization and administration. I would say Justin stays green with no change. Justin, please continue to wear the green sash to represent your ongoing acceptance of this role. As the treasurer, may you shine energy of prosperity and growth. Congratulations. Thank you. Maybe return to your seat. Office of Vice President is blue. Will Barrett Smith and Amy Wing please come forward? The vice presidency is a significant responsibility because you have the power to act in the president's absence. The congregation puts great faith and trust in the person who holds this honorable and executive post. Barrett gives the blue to Amy. Amy, please accept this blue sash and from the outgoing vice president to represent your acceptance of this new role. As vice president, may you shine the energy of loyalty, trust, and faithfulness. Congratulations. I want you to please lay your orange sash for the member at large and take your seat. Has that already been done? Oh, amen. Office of the past president is yellow. Will Noel Twilbeck and Beverly Rainbow please come forward? Hi. After an incredible 2-year presidency, Beverly Rainbow will be accepting the responsibility of being the immediate past president of the board. Your role on the board is very meaningful as you carry the necessary memory of the previous years. We ask that you bring your wisdom of past experience and leadership. As ex officio, you will not be able to vote, but your guidance will continue to be valuable as a voice. Noel gives the yellow to Beverly. Beverly, please wear the yellow sash to represent your ongoing acceptance of this role. As the immediate past president, may you shine the energy of wisdom and insight. Congratulations. You may be seated. Or not. That's right. Office of the President is purple. I love this passing of the baton. Barrett Smith, would you please come forward? Barrett, thank you for accepting the office of president for the First Unitarian Universalist Church of New Orleans. You carry on the dedication and toll of all the presidents who have served before you. You have been selected from among your peers for this high honor. Beverly gives purple to Barrett.
It's a lot easier giving up the presidency than it is to purple scarf.
Barrett, please accept the purple sash to represent your acceptance of this role as the president. May you shine the energy of leadership, vision, and dignity. Congratulations. You may take your seat. Will the whole board stand in body or spirit? By accepting a position on the board, you agree to the duties of your role as outlined in the insert and charged by our bylaws, which include that agendas for upcoming Board of Trustees or other team meetings should be posted whenever possible. Summaries of congregational and board meetings shall be posted and published in a timely fashion. As sanctioned by the congregation, the board sets policies and procedures related to the church governance, including general charge of church property and administration, monitoring team functioning, monitoring of budget income and expenditures, and continuous monitoring and implementation of bylaws. The board issues a charge to the nominating team by the 10th of February to include a list of vacancies to be filled and reminds the congregation of the nomination and election procedures. When a new minister is called, the board nominates the members and alternates of the ministerial search team. At least once every 5 years, the board will authorize a complete review of the bylaws to adapt to changing conditions and practices. Are you, the board, willing to assume these duties and responsibilities? Thank you. Now, the board, we read these together. I now invite the new board members to read the board covenant aloud together. We covenant to Yes, indeed. So I now invite you to join us at the altar around the chalice. This chalice has been one of the board's 2 chalices over the last year. It was made with love by our former member, Allison George. Led by Barrett, you will now collectively light the board's chalice for the first time as a team. There you got it. May this chalice be a guiding, grounding, and inspiring light in your committed work together. Please remain as you are as the congregation accepts this charge of support. For this charge to the congregation membership, for this charge, I would like all of you to connect physically. Please reach out a hand to people near you or by holding hands or placing a hand on their shoulder. If you prefer not to be touched, you can still connect your heart energetically to the group. Now that we are connected, members of the congregation, you're charged to uphold the church covenant with one another. You're charged to support this board in their leadership. You're charged to ensure that they uphold the duties and responsibilities they have agreed to today. You are charged to remember that board meetings are open and that you may attend if you wish. You're charged to offer the board encouragement as they navigate challenges. You are charged to put your trust and confidence in their work and their decision-making. You're charged to have respect for their leadership. Do you, the congregation, and church membership accept this charge? And now, please join me in welcoming and celebrating the new board trustees of the First Unitarian Universalist Church of New Orleans. Thank you very much and congratulations. You may be seated. As stated earlier, I'm Reverend Dr. Denise Graves, and I'm very happy to be here with you in this beautiful chapel. The last time I was here, it was at the ordination of Reverend Leslie Reynolds, and I'm so happy to be back. But I also remember that other building, too, of all the things that occurred for our community in this amazing city and that impacted a broader world. So I'm really grateful to be here. So thank you. I want to invite you to do a couple of things this morning. One is I'd invite you to think about the inaugural poem written by Maya Angelou. I can see many of you are thinking about that. Well, the topic for this sermon or homily is shoulder ready. And I have some things that say to you, I think, that are reflective and encompassing what has occurred today. But if you remember in the poem, on the postal morning, when Maya Angelou delivered this at the inauguration of President Clinton, there was much debate about whether that was the inaugural speech or just the poem. And I will just share a piece of this with you today. She said, a rock, a river, a tree, host to a species long departed, marked the mastodon, the dinosaur who left their dry tokens on their planet floor. It says, any alarm of their hastening doom is lost in the dust of time and ages. But she says, but the rock cries out to us forcefully and clearly, come, you may stand upon my back and face your distant destiny, but seek no haven in my shadow. I will give you no hiding place down here. You created a little lower than the angels. The bruising darkness have lain too long, and we've been face down in ignorance, our mouths spilling words armed for slaughter. But the rock cries out to us today, stand up on me. There's much more that she says in this amazing work of thoughtfulness. But I begin to think about what it means to be a rock. See, the geology of a rock says it's a natural occurring solid mass of aggregate of minerals and mineraloid matter. It says that the rock is a chemical combination of things. It says that the rock is formed over time. It says that the rock's outer layer is really hardened by the elements it is exposed to. There are things about the rock that make me want to ask myself if I'm a rock worthy of being stood upon. Jesse Jackson had a speech one time, and he says, rocks land around us. And he was talking about voting and how that there's a number of people around us made of good things and solid things and difficult things, and they were wonderful people, but they did not use the power of being a rock. And so the message went on and on about if the rocks did do their job, the election would be different. There's a conversation that says in this Hebrew scripture that says, Jesus said, upon this rock I will build my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. The rock as a foundation is critically important in the moment that we are in today. It means that everything that we have been through has created what we are now and allowed us to form a sense of solidness that makes us worthy of being stood upon. The interesting thing about a rock is if you look at some structures that they're just a combination of an accumulation of rocks. Many buildings are held in place because of an accumulation of rocks. Bridges are made because rocks have been mixed with steel and other things, but they hold up a lot of activity, a lot of traffic. There's a power in the rocks. But I want to humanize us a little bit because we are not inanimate subjects. We're not inanimate objects. We are something even fuller than that. I would say that leaders are like rocks. That the shoulders of good leaders are like the rocks that hold people, things, concepts together. I would invite you to consider that a rock and a good leader provide a steady foundation for others to stand on and to move with. Just as rocks support structures and withstand pressures of time, effective leaders bear responsibility and support their communities, enabling others to rise and move forward with confidence. Their resilience, their dependability, and unwavering presence makes it possible for those who follow to build, grow, and stand on them. There's something about a rock and the shoulder of a leader. Do you follow me here? There's something about that. Good leaders build strong skills by actively seeking opportunities for growth, practicing effective communication, and prioritizing collaborations within their teams. They invest time in learning, whether through formal education, mentorship, or hands-on experience, and encourage others to do the same. By staying open to feedback and adapting to new challenges, leaders continually refine their abilities and imagine and inspire those around them to do likewise and to experience and achieve excellence. The history of this move from one place to this place is an example of the rock nature and shoulder of the leadership. Do you feel that with me? Yes, indeed. These people have taken the mantle of faithful stewardship in defying loud sounds of corruption and the lack of accountability and the untruths that are looming so large that the sounds are like echoes reverberating in our mind. But these leaders stood firm. They were rocks for this congregation, rocks for this community, and on their shoulders rest a heavy load. But let me say something about this for a minute. These shoulders that you will now see moving strong and powerful were made possible because of the other shoulders that they stood on some time ago. We are not in isolation. We are a continuum of time and focus and effort and commitment and growth and getting back up again. See, that's what strong leadership does for us. That makes us what I call shoulder ready. See, some of us us don't remember that everything we have become is because of somebody's shoulder we have stood upon, some lesson we have learned from somebody that encouraged us and brought us forward, or some lesson we learned from somebody that told us that is not the thing to do ever again. See, I would remind you that we stand on the shoulders of Native American people who took care of the land, and we stand on the greenery because they were shoulder ready. They did the things they were called to do. But then this experience of sovereignty and dominance took away our ability to see their brilliance and their greatness, and it appeared that genocide was okay, but it is not. It appeared that separating people from their families was okay, but it is not. And then we brought in other people to work from other parts of the universe, from Africa and others, to carry the weight of other people. And so this shoulders that we stand on the shoulders of those people bought against their will, so that we would have the things that we have today. And these very church bricks have some of that energy in it, so we stand on their shoulders. And then other immigrants came from other places because it was promoted that this was a place to be. And so all of the labor things that we couldn't do on our own or couldn't do in enough ability, that they came and added to the experience. But the fact that they're also going through the separation of family, the fact that they're also going through genocide of sorts, the fact that they are all struggling to make ends meet means that these shoulder-ready moments for us, we have things to do because we're standing on their shoulders. I would just remind you, if I could just get myself together for a second, that when you realize that everything you have is a result of someone who came before you, that how you serve, how you live, how you'll be a member of a team will be different, because we are shoulder-ready people. I didn't just get to that phrase on my own. I stand on the shoulders of my friend Portia Pollock. Portia Pollock was a drummer. Someone took her life way too soon. And I remembered as I looked over shoulders Portia's life, I'm a drummer because Portia was a drummer. I am a performer because Portia was a performer. I'm a healer because she supported the healing work I do. I stand on Portia's shoulders. Portia's body's not here, but her legacy lives on. Oh, I'm telling you, there's something about that shoulder, something about being that rock-solid person. Well, here's the thing about it. We are creating legacy right now, but we are beneficiaries of legacy. The blue dye in our clothes makes us a beneficiary of those people that came out of Central Africa who could handle indigo and not die. The sugar we put in our coffee and tea makes us a beneficiary of people who came from somewhere else and harvested sugar cane so we can have sweet things. The cotton I wear on my body, which makes me comfortable, makes me a beneficiary of those folks who picked cotton and those who spun and wove and made it possible for me to have something to wear. I'm a beneficiary of those folks. I would say that the food that I eat and enjoy, called gumbo and jambalaya and fried chicken and baked fish and all those sweet additives that make our food delicious, I'm a beneficiary of those people that came before me. I tell you, sister, I took your black beans and rice and I was planning to go home and eat it for dinner, and a woman said, "Ma'am, I'm hungry and I have nothing to eat." And I'm thinking, well, this food is good. You can have it. Because I stand on the shoulders of somebody good, something good. Now, have we always been as strong as we are now? No. Will we fall occasionally? Yes. Will we need someone to help us if we lean to the left or right? Yes. If I don't have something, will you give me the best you have so I can have enough? I'm going to say that all of us are in a position to live in what I call shoulder readiness. And so if Sweet Honey and the Rock had their way, they would remind us that we are the ones we've been waiting for. It's not somebody way back there. It's not somebody in the future. It's our turn. It's our now, and it is our thing. And that's what shoulder ready people remember. See that the kid that sees you walk across the street is learning something from you. So it doesn't matter whether you want to be shoulder ready or a role model or anything. It's going to happen anyway. The postal worker is a role model for someone. It's going to happen anyway. The garbage person who picks up my trash is going to happen anyway. Because people are looking at your life and they always want something they hope will make their life better. Those children on the street that you don't choose to speak to, they are learning something. They're learning that you don't love me, you don't see me. But if you speak to them, they may not do everything you want them to do, but they will remember that you saw them and that they were important in your eyes. And that makes us shoulder ready. That will turn people's lives around. It's not complicated. It's not rock science. It is simple goodnesses that we have opportunities to seed into because we are the ones. It's our turn to learn and to teach one another. Shoulder ready people make sure that things are better for the generation coming after them than that they had before them. See, I am a better educated woman because my mama helped me get where I'm going. You know what I'm saying? My daughter's a better educated and gracious person because I did my job to the best of my ability. And whoa, did I mess up? Absolutely. Absolutely. However, they'll say you understand it better by and by. So I'm just going to ask you this few little requests, if you don't mind, if you can stand in body or spirit. I'm going to ask you to stand, if you don't mind. I'm going to ask you to bend your knees just a little bit. You know, move your hip from side to side. You know, loosen that little back up just some. You got this, you got your knee. Now I want you to stand up taller than you've ever stood in your entire life. Straighten up your back. And remind yourself that this is a shoulder-ready stance. Someone will be standing on your shoulder. If you speak truth to unjust acts, that's an act of being shoulder-ready. If you decide to be quiet when too many people are talking and not saying good things and create a strategy, that's been shoulder ready. If you decide to stand to make sure that we have culturally comprehensive education for all of our children, that's being shoulder ready. If you speak to people for no reason who do not look like you, speak like you, or practice like you, that's being shoulder ready. If you will allow yourself to have comprehensive, good health care opportunities for people who look a different way every time we turn around, that's being shoulder ready. That would be recognizing that my mama's pork chops is not so much about high blood pressure. It's about that was someone who cooked for me, who loved me. If you will see that part of my cultural expression, that's being shoulder ready. So I guess I have to ask you, will you be shoulder ready? Yes. Will you make sure that the world is a better place because you existed? Yes. Will you live in your role as tall and strong and as excellent to the best of your ability as possible? Yes. And if I fall, will you help me get up? Yes. If I'm leaning to the left or the right, will you help me straighten up? Yes. If I'm walking and I'm struggling, will you take my hand and walk with me? Yes. Will you allow me to walk with you, though you don't really know all the things? Will you let me walk with you? Yes. Because that's what shoulder-ready people allow. They give, they build, they grow, they get up, they fall down, they learn, they change, they correct, they forgive, and they start all over again. And then when it's all said and done, shoulder people remember to say what Maya Angelou said at the end of her poem. She said, simply, good morning. Shoulder ready people, you may be seated. Shoulder ready.
I'm ready this morning, y'all. I wasn't ready when I got here, but I bet you I'm ready now.
Shoulder ready.
As you use, as generosity is one of our shared values. As you use, we agree to cultivate a spirit of gratitude and hope. We understand that generosity is a spiritual discipline that connects us to one another in relationships of independence and mutuality. We can practice our act of giving either by placing our offering in the collection plate or by using the information in our order of service and to give electronically. That's beautiful music. Such beautiful, beautiful music. That's a beautiful music. Gifts to this community of faith are gratefully received. Let us acknowledge these gifts by reading together the words in our order of service. This gift from the abundance of my life blesses me, the ministries, and the world. Okay. Giving in the offering plate and pledging are part of how we steward this congregation. There are countless other ways to serve, build community, and share our love with the rest of the city. Here are a few of those upcoming opportunities. Today is International Day of Peace. One action recommended to have is to have a moment of silence today at noon, completely across the United States. So today at noon, someone will let us know, probably Beverly, will let us know, announce it so that we can have a moment of silence so all people that remain here know that that will happen. Abigail, she is, Adele Bergman, is the director of Crescent City Cafe, and she is here to do a spotlight announcement. Oh, well. Here you go.
Lean over your shoulder. Good morning. Hi. Yes, I'm Adele Bergman, and I know that some of you know about the ministry that we do out of Rains Fellowship Hall, but we are the Crescent City Cafe on the first and third Saturdays of every Saturday. Sorry. First and third Saturdays of every month, we open up the doors and serve breakfast to anyone that needs a meal. Linen tablecloths, rolled silverware, volunteers open the door, and it's restaurant style. So guests are greeted by the door by a host. They have two options. Servers take their menu items that they want to eat, bottomless, orange juice, milk, chocolate milk, coffee, and we essentially open up and be a restaurant for an hour and a half on Saturday mornings. So many of you have come to our Me Plus 3. Our Me Plus 3 is next Saturday in the Fellowship Hall, right there. And what it is, it's called Me Plus 3 because a $20 donation provides your meal for that day and 3 future meals for our guests. And we like to highlight our top meals, so it's gonna be shrimp and grits this year. That one's new. We usually do pulled pork and biscuits, but the owner of the joint was like, I'll do shrimp and grits this year, and we're like, yes, please. Then we'll do pancakes, as always. That's a necessity with homemade whipped cream and strawberries. And then our breakfast tacos with lime crema and pickled red onions. So that's great. And so the cafe's been doing this since 2009 for 16 years, and we've served over 24,000 people through our doors. Anyone comes in, we have people who with jobs, we have homeless, we have anyone lonely. A big part of our ministry is just connecting with people around the table, being the shoulders of each other, and helping just sit with people where they are and feed them a meal. What's exciting is we've served 24,000 people in the 16 years, and we just leased a restaurant space to open up a pay-what-you-can donation restaurant to be open 6 days a week. So that's very exciting. Thank you. Numbers-wise, we'll go from 24,000 meals in 16 years to 24,000 meals in 1 year. So we're very excited. If that excites you, come to the Me Plus 3. In the back, there's a little flyer with that information and how to contact me if that's something that you're excited about. If you love feeding people, we're going to need people all week long, not just Saturdays. So it's great to be here. I love that I just spoke at Rain, and then I hopped over here, and then I'll hop over there. If you want to learn more, too, I'll be in the fellowship hall over there, and you can come on over. Thank you.
Will y'all please stand in body or spirit and join me for our chalice extinguishing, which is printed in your order of service. We extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again. And you remain as you are and join us in singing hymn number 1017 in your teal hymnal, Building a New Way.
Beautiful. As we put our hands on our heart, we invite you to remember that may all the sacred energy of the universe that has called us to this present moment keep us centered and grounded, and remind us that we are shoulder ready. And whenever we need to ask for help, that there's help available, for there are watchers looking to help us. And there are people ready to jump in. There are some of us ready to step back so that you can see how strong your legs are. And every now and then, when we think we can't make it, when we think it's too hard, I invite you to bend your knees, move your hips, stand up taller than you've ever done your entire life, and move forward, shoulder ready. And so it is. And it's 11:58. That's right, it's 11:58.